Okay, let's just get right into it. The way we find things online, it's completely changing. That classic list of 10 blue links, well, it's starting to disappear. In its place, you have AIs giving you direct answers, basically summarizing the entire web in just a few seconds. This is a massive shift, and if you have a website, it brings up a really critical question.
And here's the deal. Is your website becoming invisible to AI? Because if your site isn't popping up in these new AI-generated answers, you are, for all intents and purposes, invisible to a huge and fast-growing audience. This isn't some problem for the future. It's happening right now. So how do you make sure your brand's voice actually gets heard?
So let's break this down with a really simple analogy. Think of AI search like a game of telephone. You know, the one you played as a kid? You have a crystal clear message on your website, but by the time an AI crawler reads it, chews on it, and then spits it out as an answer for a user, that message can get twisted. If the AI has to guess, it's going to misrepresent you. Or even worse, it'll just skip you altogether.
And look, this isn't some small niche thing we're talking about. A staggering 60% of all web searches in the US are now AI-enabled. This isn't a trend that's on the horizon. It is the new reality. It's how people are finding brands, researching things to buy, and just getting answers. The bots are officially here, and for a lot of websites, they are now the main visitors.
All right, so if AI is the new search engine, what do we do? Well, it actually helps to start with what we already know.
You know, for decades now, we've had a couple of go-to tools for talking to search crawlers. These have been the absolute bedrock of SEO, and understanding them is really key to understanding what's changing right now. First up, we've got robots.txt. The best way to think about this is like a bouncer or a gatekeeper. It's a simple little text file, and it's the very first thing bots look for. It gives them super clear instructions. Hey, you can look over here, but please don't go in there. And then, working with the gatekeeper, you have the sitemap.xml. And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's a map. It literally lists out all the important pages you want the bots to find, helping them see all your content without getting lost. These two files, the gatekeeper and the map, have been the standard for years.
But now, we've got this whole new wave of AI crawlers on the scene, right? From companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, Perplexity. And with them comes this new idea. A whole new file, designed just for them.
It's called llm.txt. The thinking here is pretty cool. Instead of a gatekeeper telling bots where they can't go, this file is supposed to be more like a friendly tour guide. It would point out your absolute best content, your FAQs, your product details, your how-to guides, and serve it up in a clean, easy-to-read format for an AI. The hype around it was that it would be the robots.txt for AI. A friendly tour guide for AI. Sounds perfect, right? But, and this is a big but, what are these new crawlers actually doing when they get to a website? Well, the reality is kind of brutal. After one web developer dug into his server logs to see what was going on, man, he put it perfectly. He said llms.txt is a solution looking for a problem because, as he found out, the bots it was designed for don't look for it.
And look, this isn't just one guy's take. The data, the actual server logs, they don't lie. When you look at what the major AI crawlers are doing, ChatGPT user from OpenAI, Claudebot from Anthropic, Perplexity bot, Meta AI, they are simply not asking for this file. 0 requests. The friendly tour guide is standing there ready to go, but nobody's asking for a tour. The hype, at least for now, is just that, hype.
So, if a missing file isn't the problem, what is? Well, the truth is, it's something way more basic. A lot of these new AI bots, they're surprisingly clumsy. They have a hard time with modern websites built on JavaScript. They can't see content that's tucked away behind a click here to expand button. And get this, with timeouts as short as 5 seconds, if your site is even a little bit slow, they just give up and leave.
Okay, so we've established that this new fancy file isn't the silver bullet. So what is the answer? Let's get into the real playbook for how you can actually show up in AI search today.
First things first, you have to get your head around the fact that the entire game has changed. Traditional SEO, that was all about ranking on a list to get clicks. AI SEO, it's totally different. The goal isn't ranks, it's citations. The metric isn't clicks, it's mentions. We're shifting from a focus on keywords to a focus on broad concepts. And the result isn't a list of links, it's a single, direct answer. It's a whole new paradigm.
So the playbook for this new world. It isn't some super secret, complicated new trick. It's actually all about nailing the fundamentals. It really just boils down to a 3-part strategy. Number 1, make sure your site is technically healthy. 2. Prioritize really high-quality content. And 3. Master the tools you've already got.
All right, step 1, technical health. This is huge. An AI can't quote your content if it can't even see it. That means your most important information needs to be in plain old HTML, not trapped behind a bunch of complex JavaScript. You've got to make your site fast to beat those really short bot timeouts. And finally, use clean, structured HTML with proper headings, H1s, H2s. Think of it like you're creating a perfect table of contents for the AI to read.
Okay, step 2. Your content quality has to be top-notch. I mean, more than ever before. These AI models are hunting for clear, authoritative information they can trust. You need to write content that directly answers the questions your audience is typing into that search bar. You know, adding a quick summary or an FAQ section to your most important pages, that's an amazing way to do this. It perfectly structures your content for an AI to just grab it and use it as a source.
And finally, step 3 is all about mastering the tools that are already in your toolbox. You've got to do an audit of your robots.txt file and make sure you're not accidentally blocking the very AI bots you want to attract, like GPTbot or Claudebot. Keep your sitemap.xml up to date so every crawler can find your best stuff. And use structured data. It's like putting little labels on your content to tell the AI exactly what it's looking at, leaving absolutely no room for it to get confused.
You know, all of this really boils down to one big, critical question you've got to ask yourself. For years, we've designed websites primarily for human eyes. But now, with bots making up more than half of all web traffic, we have to ask, is your website built for human eyes, or is it built for the bots that now rule the web? How you answer that is going to decide whether you become a trusted source in this new AI world, or if you just become invisible.